and brother Dege. We're doing another deep dive, this time on the song Shakedown from my album Farmer's Almanac. My host is Josh, Staff Sergeant Josh Alexander, and we're just hanging out, checking it out. 3 mics on the dobro.
Soldiers and slaves pounding halos and chains, marching somewhere the same, always somewhere the same. All along the way till it goes down. Yet I got really hell to pay up in a long lost charade of a shakedown.
All right, that's the first part. I like to intro the songs with the basic bare bones of the tune, almost in the same way folk songs with American Longhair is pretty much just me playing through the songs. So now that I have the band with me, I like to slowly start introducing elements of the band as the song goes on. But you know, this could be a American Longhair song throughout the whole thing. The tricky part is slowly introducing the band elements to it and not overdoing it and not underdoing it, and doing it in a unique way that's like serves the song musically in a fashion that's rad, that makes you like, yeah, that needs to be there, you know? Shoot me a question.
All right, who's on this thing?
This is myself, Dobro vocals, Kent Beatty bass, and Greg Travasos on the drums, ripping it up, doing his thing.
This whole thing with just you three, that's fucking, yeah, that's great.
There's nothing else on there. And I do throw some electric guitar or slide stuff down at the end, but this is, that's the gist of it. You know, shakedown, I like the phrase, getting shook down, you know, in the modern slave money society system, whether it be through getting your ass taxed off, living in a city like New Orleans, where I was at the time that I wrote this, where, man, I've never lived in a city that dug in my pocket as hard as New Orleans. I mean, like, traffic tickets, seatbelt tickets, expired registration tickets, parking too close to the curb tickets, parking on the curb tickets, parking, going 10 miles over the speed limit coming off the Causeway Bridge. It's just like, they were unbelievable, man. I've never been shook down that hard in a city in my life. I love New Orleans. Them motherfuckers, whoever runs that city, those kooks, they're digging in your fucking pocket change every day.
Straight up gangstering.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different ways to get shook down, which I think we're getting shook down on a lot. And so this is just a general politically shook down too, in a lot of ways too. There's some political undertones in here, you know, soldiers and slaves pounding halos and chains, marching somewhere the same, always somewhere in the same, political division, you know, protests, riots, tanks, different things. People have a right to protest and dissent, whatever it is, whatever political side you're on. They need to be heard.
And if you've been shaking them down, you can look forward to that because you summoned it. It's coming.
Yeah.
Where'd you record this?
Recorded in New Orleans, at my old rent house flat in Uptown. And drums were recorded at Parlor Studio, which is pretty good damn studio. We do most of the drums, pretty much all the drums in real big studios with a nice big room. And then I take the tracks and we overdub them, and we do the basic tracks in a studio, and then we come back and finesse it at my home studio, wherever that may be at the time. And it's changed numerous times. You know, Folk Songs of the American Longhair was in a house that I lived in on this side of town with a shed behind it. Then Horse and another one were done in the warehouse. Then Scorched was done in an office building. And this was done in New Orleans. Farmer's Almanac was done primarily in New Orleans at this house I lived in. So
Let's get back into the song. When I was listening to it earlier, getting ready for this deep dive, I was noticing, because listening to the instrumental, some of the drums, again, they're like way bigger balls when you're listening for them than you notice with the vocals going.
Yeah, the vocals, I'm a vocalist and lyricist, so I like that being heard, but I also love having the music carry the song too. That's why I put up the instrumental versions on YouTube.
It's surprising how much gold
Yeah,
you notice when there's other things to look at.
yeah. When the vocals are out of the way, it opens the sunroof on the whole thing, and you can kind of peer into the song. Let me hear these drum shit that Greg was doing. It's cool. Like a lot of songs, this goes into a little, not ambient valley, but it does a little breakdown. This thing. If I had to change anything, we now do this live and it's a 3-chord progression, whereas in here it's like just the same loop going over, not the same loop, but the same riff going down, tick it down loud, boom, book it down loud, boom, book it down loud. Now we go E, G, A. Love this section coming up here.
The overdrive?
Yeah, where it kicks in. It's kind of like now we're getting shook down.
Yeah. Focus on the guitar right here.
Say it again?
Let's listen to the guitar right there, because it's
That
so
high
good.
guitar.
Yeah, that.
Let me see if I can find it. I'm looking for it. I got a lot of it. I got 2 acoustics on here. Just strumming. Got the rezo. Okay, where you at? Here we is. So this is what the outro is doing. It's like a lot of noise, but it works.
That was mixed really well. It just sounds like guitar ecstasy in the mix.
Guitar ecstasy, yeah. It's really just a bunch of noise. It's a melodic noise. You know, some musicians, if they play a song, especially in the genre the genres I traffic in, they'd want something really flashy and kind of, I don't know. I like that too, but and I maybe tried different things, but the thing that seemed to work best was just this bed of like a slide hissing at the 12th fret.
Okay. First, let's talk about what guitar and amp are you, and what effects are on. Do you remember what's making those sounds?
I probably had a bit of reverb. I was probably going through a Fender Deluxe clone, like a Tweed, and playing my telly. into a reverb and a delay with some overdrive, you know?
I was just surprised when you were playing it like this, because this is my favorite part of this song. This is the orgasmic climax. It's awesome. We're getting it.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound as good solo. Most of your stuff sounds as good or better by itself as it does in the mix. This, maybe it's just because it's so acerbic,
Subdued, right?
that it blends into the mix better.
It's
and makes the
obnoxious.
song better, but on its own, it's not making the song better.
Right.
So it's one of those rare things.
It's like it's a support player in the bigger mix. But yeah, it's like it's not something you want to just listen to. I forgot that riff is going through the. So we extend this thing now to like during the break, shake and bake part where it gets quiet. I like this part the best. This is where the real shakedown's happening. The door's getting kicked in. The roof is caving in. The door's getting kicked in. The SWAT team's outside.
Bullets are starting to fly.
Bullets are flying, possibly. Hopefully not. But then, they won't come in for your money.
Christine had the idea of, at live shows, either having merch or just giving them out, little handheld shaky eggs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine 2,000 people shaking their fists in the air and they're all holding percussive shaky eggs? So it's like,
Yeah. Getting everyone to shake on the beat would be a.
yeah. Well, probably
It might make it
doing it too.
Yeah, it might make something really cool and cacophonous and interesting in its own way, though.
With
You
a
know what I
visual aid to help with the
Shakedown.
synchronization.
Yeah, I like that idea.
It's a fun idea.
Little egg
I'd like
shaker.
to see it in a big inside venue.
All right. So that's the Shakedown. It's like a 3-minute song. I wrote it on a dobro that I don't have anymore. I bought it from a guy here local in town. It was a Republic, and it just had a big fat growl. I freaking loved it. But it was also a tank. It weighed a ton. And I already have a couple metal body rezos, so I ended up selling it not long ago, which I do on occasion. Make some room for some new guys. But this one had a good growl on it. Just listen to him growl. I love the riff. The riff came out. I like how it's kind of funky. Even when Kent plays it, sometimes he'll play it on his bass, just at practice. And he goes, "Man, this thing's kind of funky. Down, chicka bow down, bow down, boom, bow down, chicka bow down, boom, bow, 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 chicka boom, down, down, bow down, all along the way." So yeah. That's the Shakedown. Any other questions about that puppy? Produced by myself and Tony Dege, who's pretty much co-produced almost all my records and stuff.
Did he mix this one too?
Yeah,
Because
he mixed it.
Having heard individual tracks now, I'm going to go ahead and call this a mixing masterpiece. It's beautiful.
Came out pretty good, huh? All right, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, pat on the back for Tony Dege. It's because just like that part we were talking about, the part that's too much by itself is beautifully orgasmic in the mix.
Right.
He made that work.
Yeah. I could have put something else there, but just that ratty ass guitar sounded right. It's just a little support color underneath the riff, which is going on throughout the whole section of that song, you know? Let's really explore that. Got a 3-minute, 20-second song, you know? It's just, the songs tell you what to do. This one told me that it should be, it's a short song. It's not a Moon in the Scarecrow, you know? Not all of them, not every song's gonna be House of the Dying Sun or Moon in the Scarecrow or a 10-minute Last Man Out of Babylon. Some are meant to be just short in that pop song format. 3.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I love that.
Somewhere I have a 37-minute recording of Crazy Motherfucker.
Damn. Yeah. Crazy Motherfucker over the years has morphed into this kind of long end of encore for an encore extended jam thing where, you know, walking around in the audience and doing a lot of that stuff. It's fun.
We'll do a deep dive on that sometime, but for now, here we are signing off.
All right.
And they come to shake you down. Play him this and tell him Dege sent you.
Soldiers and slaves pounding halos and chains, marching somewhere the same, always somewhere the same, all along the way till it goes down. Yet I got real hell to pay up in the long lost charade of the shakedown. Riots and raids, rolling blackouts and tanks. Give 'em a kick if they don't behave. Give 'em a kick if they don't obey. All along the way till it goes down. Yeah, I got real hell to pay up in the long lost charade of the shakedown. Yet I got no time to waste. Swear to God there might be hell to pay when it goes down. For the shakedown. For the shakedown. I called out my name and my number in vain. Always somewhere the same, always somewhere the same. All along the way till it goes down. Yeah, got real hell to pay up in the long lost charade of the shakedown. Yet I got no time to waste. Swear to God there might be hell to pay when it goes down. Oh Lord, it come a shakedown. Waiting for the shakedown. Waiting for the shakedown.